fuck, that's what I have? This is gonna be a short video. How am I gonna fill in a good 10-15 minutes? Oh, hi guys! Hey, I was just going over my PlayStation 2 collection. I haven't used my PlayStation 2 in a while, to be honest with you, and now I remember why. I mean, I've got some good games in here, but... Now, let's put it this way. At the time I got these, I was playing a lot of casual games, and we'd have like a mixed group of people come over, so it'd be a nice mix of guys and girls here, and we'd be playing these games because it's something that everybody was into. Games like Guitar Hero 1 and 2, Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero World Tour, Guitar Hero 5, Guitar Hero Aerosmith. And the most embarrassing part about all that is I don't have Guitar Hero Metallica. I don't. And when we weren't in the mood for rock and roll, SingStar Pop. There's a SingStar Rocks, but not all these would be really considered rock songs. Rockstar Amped is mostly rock stuff, of course. Or Rockstar, SingStar. SingStar games, not Rockstar games, SingStar games. Rockstar games are far more badass than SingStar games. And when we just want to do something other than music, trivia! Buzz, the Mega Quiz. Buzz, the Hollywood Quiz. I sucked at this. I am not good with movies and TV at all. Mega Quiz I can do okay because there's a much wider variety of topics and there's stuff that I know. I mean, these were fun. I still have the buzzers for playing Buzz. I still have mics for doing SingStar. I still have a couple of guitars for Guitar Hero. And once in a while someone comes over, they see I sell the stuff and they get all nostalgic when we play. Hasn't happened in a while, but when it does happen, it's always cool. SingStar especially is something I find fun. I love karaoke. As cheesy as it is, I love karaoke. Do I have a good singing voice? Do I have a good singing voice? Well, no. Oh, no. Oh. But put me behind a microphone at a karaoke bar and I go nuts. I'm not a great singer, but people love the way I perform when I go to a karaoke bar. And often I was going to karaoke bars downtown. So if I was going to get home, I wasn't going to be drinking very much. I might have one drink tops. So I was doing that sober. I don't need to get drunk to perform at a karaoke bar. That being said, let's get into what else I have here. I do have some compilations. Let's start with the Sonic Mega Collection. So I don't need an emulator to play like all my classic Sonic games. They're all here. Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, Sonic 3D Blast, Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and most of the games on here I played. They even included a couple of unlockable Genesis titles. One called The Ooze, which I'm not sure why they included it. It wasn't that great. But Comic Zone is on here as an unlockable game. And Comic Zone is the shit. Not a lot of people had a chance to play because it came out towards the end of the Genesis life cycle, but if you haven't played Comic Zone yet, well, wait till the end of the video and then go and find Comic Zone somewhere and play it. Seriously. I think it's on Virtual Console. I have the Metal Slug Anthology. And these games are hard. They're good, they're fun, they're crazy, they're over the top, and they're hard. And I love them. There's no way I'm doing a playthrough for this for you guys anytime soon. Because, well, I haven't put a whole lot of time into them yet. I'm not good at these games yet, but well, maybe at some point if I do get good. Most intriguing compilation, the Sega Classics collection. And what's nice about this is that they took a lot of Sega Master System and some early Sega Genesis games and remixed them with better graphics, better gameplay. Some have new gameplay elements altogether. And I played most of these games growing up. There's like 2 or 3 I didn't play. So for me, this is a very nostalgic package. If you look on the back, they have Outrun, which they've really spiced up and made it really good. Space Harrier, that was one of my favorites on the Sega Master System. And the graphical update on its own, just for Space Harrier, makes this worth whatever it costs to get this now. Or probably double that if it's cheap. But they also added new pickups. They didn't have power-ups before. They added power-ups. The game feels faster, feels smoother. It's beautiful. Virtua Racing. Well, Virtua Racing I don't really care so much about. I've never been a big racer. So same with Monaco GP. Tant R is like one of those games. It was one of the rare games I hadn't played on this thing. Golden X, of course. Golden X is a classic. So did Golden X. Columns. I used to be really, really good at columns. That was Sega's response to Tetris, and it relied on getting horizontal, vertical, or diagonal lines of colors to be able to clear out the gems that are falling. And they always fall in columns of 3, and you can rotate the gems that are in that column. Fantasy Zone, of course, classic space shooter. It had Bonanza Brothers, which was another game I was not familiar with. It's kind of cool, but I had never played the original version. They also have Alien Syndrome on here. This is not the same game as what ended up coming out on the Wii. This is a huge improvement over the original game. I'd argue that this version of Alien Syndrome is better than the one on the Wii. This one retains more of the classic feel of the original game. But try all 3. Try the original game on the Sega Master System. Use an emulator if you have to, since it's not the most easy thing to find. Then if you still have your PlayStation 2 or a way to play this version of Alien Syndrome, play it. And then play it on the Wii. And let me know what you think. And one final compilation here. The Megaman X collection. Well, it explains itself. The first 7 games. No, 7 games in one. No, sorry, it's the first 6 Mega Man X games, X1 through X6, as well as a Mega Man Racing game, are all on here. I guess the reason I showed this to you last is so I can get onto the full games that I have, including Mega Man X7, which I quite liked. It introduced Axel, new hero, and it had a cool mix of 2D and 3D gameplay, which not everybody liked at the time, but I liked it. I don't have X8 though. There was another game afterwards, but I don't have that one. What I do have Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. They're both here. And I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 yet because I wanted to finish Kingdom Hearts 1, but then I got completely stuck and baffled by Queen Maleficent at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. So it's like, I want to play 2, but I want to finish 1, and I couldn't finish 1 because I can't beat Queen Maleficent. For whatever reason, like 50 tries, I haven't been able to beat her. I even went back, grinded a couple extra levels, went back, still couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm stumped. Help! Help! I also have a couple of Ratchet and Clank games. I do like them, although I haven't played too much into them. It's the first, and I think the 3rd game. Going Commando was the 3rd game. I don't remember if it's Going Commando the 2nd or 3rd game. I don't remember. Actually, it might be the 2nd. I think the 3rd was Up Your Arsenal. Still. Fun action games. This is an intriguing title. It's also on the Wii U, but I have the PlayStation 2 version. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up. Now, unfortunately, like, I wasn't watching any of the more recent Turtles cartoons of the time, so I didn't know how much they changed the characters so much compared to the original animated series. So when I picked it up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take your Rat King and kick your ass. There's no Rat King in here. But okay, what about Bebop and Rocksteady? They're not in here. Toka, Razar, nope, they're not in here. The classic character's not in here. Krang isn't even in here. Like, there's someone the same race as Krang. Like, you see him right there in the middle of the box, but it's not actually Krang. So really, like, the only classic characters are the heroes. Like, Casey Jones is in here, I think. Casey Jones, April O'Neil, Master Splinter. The Shredder is in here, and beyond that, a lot of the other characters are generic, and the game itself plays a lot like Smash Brothers. It has the same battle rules as Smash Brothers. It's probably the closest anyone's come to cloning Smash Brothers. But this concept would have worked with the classic cartoon series far better than what they had here. In my opinion. Because then you'd have, instead of maybe 16 characters, you'd have 25, 26. And that competes with the Smash Brothers roster. Still a fun game. Of course, being on PlayStation 2, I don't have a splitter, so I can only play it 2 players. It does play up to 4 if you have the multi-tap. But it's there, and it's also available on Wii, and I think the Wii version might have an extra character. Don't hold me to that, but I think I heard something about that. Now imagine this. Prior to Raw vs. SmackDown 2009, the last wrestling game I had played was No Mercy on the N64. So going from No Mercy to this was a huge jump. I was really impressed by how much progress was made between that and there. I did not play SmackDown Know Your Role. I did not play SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, 2009. And I haven't played the more recent versions yet, so I haven't played WWE 13 or WWE 14. I think WWE 14 just came out recently. But I haven't played those versions yet. They look good. I don't know if they have it on Wii U or not. WWE, to their credit, tries to reach everybody possible, so maybe WWE 14's on the Wii U. Don't hold me to that. I'll have to look it up. If it's not, oh well. But if it is, then I'll definitely give it a try. This is an interesting quest. I love Contra growing up. I played Contra 1, Super C. I played Operation C on the Game Boy Advance. Not Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy. Regular Game Boy. Regular plain old green Game Boy. I did play Contra 3 on Super Nintendo. I played Contra Hardcore a lot on Sega Genesis. One of my favorite games. So it was good to try a different type of Contra game, and this is actually really good and really intense. I do like this one. Neo Contra. Got 3D platforming, and it's supposed to be 3D platforming with some 2D sections, and it has all the same over-the-top action as you would find. It's more heavily inspired by Contra 3 than Contra Hardcore, for example, but that's, I guess, the best comparison. It's if they took Contra 3 and made it 3D, you get Neo Contra. There you go. And lastly, one of my favorite games. I was introduced to this series on the PlayStation 1. I no longer have that game, unfortunately. But when I saw that this existed on PlayStation 2, I picked it up immediately and no regrets. I'm not saying it's the best in the series, but it's one I definitely have a lot of fun with. Front Mission 4. Yeah, again, I'm still... I keep bringing this up. I'm still disappointed that I was never able to finish my playthrough of Front Mission on Nintendo DS. Life got in the way of that. I still have this one. The only reason I don't do an LP of this one is that some levels can take an hour to play, because because of the game's pacing. And you also spend a lot of time between missions buying items, upgrading your mechs, even going through a simulator trying to get more money so you can upgrade your mechs. But the Front Mission series introduced me to tactical RPGs, and Front Mission 4 is among my favorites in that genre. So, if you still have your PS2 around, it should be pretty easy to find this one actually. So, give it a go. Just beware you need a lot of patience to play because it is very slowly paced. And so that is my PS2 collection. I used to have some PS1 games, but between my brother and I when we were growing up, got rid of a lot of them because he had a lot of Crash Bandicoot games, and I don't know, I liked them, but I never really loved the Crash Bandicoot games. I don't know what it is, I just didn't really enjoy Crash Bandicoot as much as I wanted to. So I liked the character, but I didn't like the games as much. The only PS1 game I still have, and even then I'm probably going to trade it at some point, or if there's anybody who wants it, message me and we can talk about it. Final Fantasy VIII. The reason I have it is because it's Final Fantasy VIII, but my PS1 card died, and it's not really easy to find a PS1 card anymore. Well, it's not too hard, but with my tendency to ADD on RPGs, I never finished FF8, and I don't see myself starting a game of FF8 anytime soon and trying to finish it. So if there's anybody who wants a copy, send me a message, and maybe we can talk about it. If it's too late, I'll try and come back to this video and leave an annotation saying like, yeah, it's gone already. But if there's anybody who wants it, we can negotiate something. So yeah, that's my PlayStation collection. Just quite a bit of writing. That was what made the PlayStation 2 awesome. Is that you can make the PlayStation do whatever you want, really. Any game you want, any game you need. You got compilations, you got rhythm games, action games, tactical games. There's so much writing in the PlayStation 2 that's, looking back, in some ways I regret not having PlayStation 2 when it was in its prime. But on the flip side of that, at the time PlayStation 2 was out, so was the N64. And the N64 is not the most graphically impressive console. It doesn't the graphics for games from that console don't hold up very well compared to the PlayStation 2. But the gameplay experience the N64 has is just so hard to top, even with its smaller library. So, pros and cons. PlayStation 2, huge library, lots of great games. N64, small library, but the quality was extremely high, barring Superman 64. So yeah, that's my PS2 collection, as I said, and, well, Capital G signing off. I'll see you all next time.